You're looking at a shot live of downtown Atlanta, Georgia, one of the greatest cities in the American South, home to a lot of sports teams, but today it's home to the former SFL champion Atlanta Swarm, looking to get back on track as they host the London Knights in the second game of our Saturday slate of SFL games. I'm Kyle Northrup. Rick Northrup is alongside for the ride.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Chris Porter and Mark Chisholm on stats today, and Atlanta looking for a little bit of revenge. They lost 41-39 to London in week one, and both teams are looking to keep pace in competitive divisional races.
Let's see if they can kick out another high-scoring, close affair for us this afternoon. Colin and everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for paying attention.
Should be a lot of fun. As Johnny Pickler will call the toss for the Knights. It is tails. And Atlanta's taking their defense out on the field first as they elect to kick. Rick, what are the keys for the game for you?
The keys to the game. You know, Merrill has been had a great game last weekend, and I'll be watching to see, as will the Rick Meter. Rick Meter's here, everybody, to see how well he does. And, of course, as Bryant Dynasty goes, so goes the Atlanta Swarm.
Sammy Steele set to kick off for Atlanta. And we're underway. Saren Storm back deep, returning for London. Comes out of his end zone, cuts across to the 20, and gets smacked down at the 22. We'll get our first look at the London offense, led by number 14, Johnny Pickler. Halfback, number 20, Robert Merrill. Wide receivers, Saren Storm, Mike Sangrain, and Ben Kalia. Tight end, Benji Matson. Offensive lineman, Perrin Ibarra and Butch Menor are the guards.
Oh, tricky name there for you.
Here's the first play of the game. It's a handoff to Merrill, and he picks up 4 yards on the play before being tackled down on the play by, appeared to be Joshua Williams, number 99. And that's as good an opportunity as ever to introduce you to the Atlanta defense. Chris Porter, Billy Ray Valentine, the defensive ends. Leo Jefferson, Joshua Williams, defensive tackle. Aquana Shine, Hall of Famer, leads the linebacking core along with Garrett Hudson, a rookie, second-round pick, and Cree Higgins. We'll get to the defensive backs as Pickler fires this one out. It's complete to Kalia to the 35 for first down.
There's your initial first down, and you can see it is pass and run, new set of downs. Just the way we like it.
Jack Napier, who comes back to Atlanta after spending a season in Mexico City, is one corner. Jay Rock, the rookie, is the other. And Jay Miraculous, number 42, is the third corner. Luis Papano is the free safety. Chris Henry is the strong safety. As Picker goes deep, and finding on that corner right again is Kalia for a first down, this time to the Atlanta 47.
And just like that, they put themselves into scoring position. Johnny Pickler coming out with a little fire in his belly. Good to see Johnny at the convention a couple weeks ago.
It was indeed. As Pickler, another quick drop. This time, third straight completion to Kalia. This time he picks up 9.
You okay over there?
I'm fine. Pickler, the least sacked quarterback in the league 3 times. All 3 came last week versus Jacksonville. Third in touchdown passes with 11. They'll get the Merrill on second and short, and he won't pick up anything. He gets stopped at the line of scrimmage almost immediately by the Hall of Famer, Quanah Shine, number 58.
I think they had sniffed that play out from the start, Colin, and they hold him short of the line again. Atlanta looking to try and get a stop here before they get into field goal range.
Third down conversions for London 49%. And they'll easily pick up this 3rd and 1 here as Shine makes another tackle on Merrill. He's feeling pretty good as he gets the ball out over the 34-yard line.
A good-looking drive so far, and Atlanta's got to be mildly concerned, even though it's only the first possession of the game. They did not want London getting this far downfield.
Pickler under center, quick drop back, throws out, cut and in. The first catch of the day for Mike St. Green. He picks up 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 3 as it gets knocked out at the 27.
Mike St. Green, a solid player for them, knows how to run the out route, the pass into the flat. Keeps himself inbounds because A, he's aware of Newton's law, B, he's a good player, and C, makes a dynamite smoky cocktail.
Yes, indeed. His house party was one of the early highlights of the convention down in Houston. It'll be a 2nd and 3. Pickler this time going underneath. And Nicolio once again. No, that's Benji Matson, number 40, hauls it in. Tackle made by, I believe that was Jay Rock on the play. Or it might have been Moose Papina.
By the way, I think it was a little overkill for Mike St. Green to use a refurbished Vietnam-era flamethrower to actually light the smoky cocktail. That's a story for another day.
Pass out of the backfield to Merrill, spins, will pick up 2. Something notable with that last carry, Rick.
Yes.
Merrill inches closer to 3,000. He's well over 5,000 total yards for his career. Of course, he started his career for the Florida Storm as a receiver before converting to tailback.
So 3,000 as a tailback?
3,000 as a receiver.
As a receiver. Wow.
Pickler is going to go down for only the 4th time all year. And Chris Porter brings him down, number 62, to set up a 3rd and very long.
Did you say 4th time? Only 4th time? That's amazing. Hats off to the line play for London. Am I right? I get a shout out in the chat for that.
Indeed. He just beat the tackle, and there was Johnny.
Johnny admitting to having happy feet there. A little vulnerability from Johnny Pickler. Appreciate that.
Here's the throw down the field to Matson, complete, but it'll be 5 yards short of the sticks.
Well, the Atlanta defense finally stiffens up here, Colin, but not before they let Atlanta get into field goal range. First scoring opportunity of the game, ladies and gentlemen.
And the hero of week 1, Peter McLongfellow. He'll never have to buy a pint in any of the pubs around London for a while. After his heroics week 1, his field goal here from 30 yards is up and good. 3-0. London in front.
Is it true what they say? I guess it is. Longfellow is poetry in motion.
We'll get our first look at the Atlanta offense. Boo Chisholm had over 100 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns last week in the loss to Queen City, but Bryant Dynasty threw 5 picks and BDG Hollywood was held in check for most of the game. A 27-14 loss. In fact, both these teams have lost to Queen City this season.
Yeah,
They're 2-2 versus common opponents. As the return by Ryan Roosevelt goes up to the 33, and we'll get our first look at the native from Honolulu, Hawaii, Bryant Dynasty number 3.
Dynasty's got an early marker set down for him by the London offense, Colin. 3-0 after the first possession. Let's see if they can respond.
BDG Hollywood, 84 carries, 311 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Also has a receiving touchdown on the year. Eldo passed it out to him, but he's tackled almost immediately on the play for a loss of 1. Nice tackle made by Brandon Ewing. And let's introduce you to the rest of the London defense. Spellman Lane, the undrafted rookie, is at defensive end. He's joined by head coach and GM Chad Rowland, number 71. William Davidson and Cam Fosby are the tackles. Jeff Gagne, Tony Roberto, and Telemac Scarborough are the linebackers. As Dynasty goes deep. Oh, that could have been real dangerous. Rain Rie, the strong safety, he's back there along with Anthony Weil at the safety spots.
Sorry, Colin, did that go through his hands? Let's see if we get another look at that.
Oh, the boys in the truck aren't going to give it to us.
Crying out loud, all of the money we spent on Mountain Dew and Pop-Tarts for those people, Colin.
Tanner Hendricks, he has 5 interceptions, including a couple returns for scores. He's one of the quarterbacks. Ewing, who tackled Hollywood in the backfield for a loss, and Emmanuel Blackman, the London native, is the third corner. His Dynasty throws, it's going to be intercepted on the play. Intercepted by the Knights and returning back to the 24-yard line. Who else would it be but Tanner Hendricks, the general manager, number 22.
Oh, gosh, golly, Colin, I was going to point out how well the line was blocking and all the time he had, and maybe too much time as he's wide open. He just underthrows that ball, Colin.
We barely had time to introduce the Atlanta offense. Siege Falco, the intended receiver there.
So, actually, if you think about that other pass that went through the DB's hands, not such a good start for Bryant Dynasty. I believe somebody mentioned that however Dynasty goes is going to really indicate Atlanta's fortunes this afternoon. Am I right?
Bickler takes a deep shot in the first lane. He throws it right back to Atlanta. It's being returned upfield. This is Jack Napier. He's got room. Only one man to beat. That's Kalia. He can't run him down. No, he can't at the 2. And Jack Napier, the Joker, absolutely robs him and nearly turns momentum on its head. Pass intended for St. Green.
Totally bails Dynasty out as he returns it right down inside the 5. And watch the angle. It looked like he was giving up on it. Come into the picture in a second. Oh, I'm going to run parallel. Nope, I'm going to get you right at the 2.
Bip Markham in the chat goes, missed him by that much.
Oh, my gosh. Well, back-to-back exciting plays.
Hollywood in the backfield. He'll get it on a carry and he'll walk in for the touchdown. Only his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year.
Get out.
And Atlanta's in front 6-3 pending the extra point.
And walk in he did. People may have, kind of tapped him on the way by, but he really had there was no serious impedance between him and Ziplane. He's broken Ziplane, boss.
Sammy Steele is the place kicker. He's made 15 field goals. Not very many misses in those, only 19 attempts, so 15 for 19 is not bad.
Missing 4. I don't know, see how Mark Chisholm feels about that, but I know he expects perfection from his skill players, like his kickers.
7-3, Atlanta in front, following the big interception return by Napier.
Of course, maybe Chisholm's been running him out there for 65-yarders. Who knows?
Atlanta 6-point favorites at home, over under 61.5, courtesy of our friends over at Jack's Data.
Little inside baseball. Mark Chisholm and Chris Porter nailing down the stats for us. Thank you so much. Keeping us looking reasonably, well, me reasonably smart, Colin very smart.
The return by Storm is up to the 24. J. Rock, the rookie on special teams on the tackle. And London, they thought they had all the momentum in the world, but it was turned on one play.
It was. Followed by a score on the very next play. And they had a good-looking drive. The Rick meter loved it. And they suddenly find themselves down 7-3.
Merrill gets another carry. This time he picks up 3 yards.
This is where Pickler needs to keep his team settled and focused. It's only the first quarter. It's not the end of the world. They got a lot of talent and, drawing his leadership a little bit there, right?
Of course. This guy has been around the block his 4th year in the league with 2 different teams. As the throw is intercepted again. This is Jack Napier's 2nd. Down the field he goes. He's looking for the end zone and he gets it this time. Crossing Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh, be careful. That's great. Unbelievable. 2 incredible interceptions with long returns, 1 for a score. This will be a 51-yarder in the books.
Rochelle Colston in the chat says, there you go. Because she was wanting me to say Hollywood Boulevard the last time BDG scored. That's 2 interceptions by Napier. Holy Moses.
Well, talk about a defense imposing its will.
Sammy Steele's extra point is up and good. 4:10 to go in the first quarter. 14-3, Atlanta in front. London's got to figure out something quick, or otherwise they're going to have to make the river run uphill.
Hey, no shade against towards the Atlanta Swarm offensive unit or their coaching staff, but it's going to take them a quarter or two to just equal the number of yards the defense has on the field. Am I right?
You're not wrong.
All right, good.
Steele kicks it off to Saren Storm, who fields it from his 3.
Don't worry, I'll be laughing at my jokes all afternoon. Thank you very much. I don't need you. Hey, Sinister Fish Shake. Hey, if you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and role-playing, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy.
Pickler, oh, real dangerous.
Almost 3 in a row there for Johnny in terms of throwing to the wrong team.
J Rock with the initial deflection. Look who was in the neighborhood. A guy who's already grabbed 2 of these balls.
It's a beautiful day in his neighborhood. That's for sure. And it's just 4:01 still to go in the first quarter, Colin.
Meanwhile, over at Next Level Sports, Mexico City Aztecs draw within 1, 21-20 versus the Florida Storm. Pickler, this time he completes one to his own team, and it will set up a 3rd and 2 as he gets it out to Saren Storm, his first catch of the day.
Ouch, that's going to leave a mark.
And in defensive secondary, they call it ATC, Atlanta Air Traffic Control.
The ATC, Atlanta ATC. There is an Atlanta ATC, by the way, for those of you that might happen to spend some time in the cockpit of an aircraft.
Pickler in the shotgun on 3rd and 2. He's going to go long. It's intercepted.
Whoa.
This time it's Jay Miraculous.
Wow. Holy smoke. Well, the Atlanta defense is on fire, Colin, and I think this might be the result of some really strong preparation this week. What say you, my good man?
I would say so. They had to be prepared for this aerial circus of London, and the Knights better adjust in a hurry, or their defense better come up with something, or it's going to be one of those long days, my friend.
It just seems, well, don't get started on that. It's just the first quarter. But
here's Dynasty, almost throws a pick. Right back to London. Jeff Gagne, the linebacker.
It seems, and I'd be interested in what the chat might have to say about this, as well as you, Colin. But it seems like both defenses have a pretty good understanding or idea of what the other team's offense is trying to accomplish. DBs are always in the way, seem to be making the right plays. Danny J. Rock 37.
3 wide receivers. And Dynasty tipped in the air, incomplete.
Boy, and there's exhibit, D or something on that point, right?
It's Emmanuel Blackman, the London native, knocking that out of the air. 3rd and 10.
Emmanuel, that's a great name. You don't hear that name very much these days.
For Atlanta on offense, they have Mitchell O'Brien, the fullback. Siege Falco, Boo Chisholm, and the rookie Ryan Roosevelt are wide receivers. And, of course, the big tight end Jamal Wooding, number 86, along with Dynasty and, of course, BDG Hollywood. Hollywood at the running back, Dynasty at the quarterback spots, respectively. Dynasty to throw again. Down the field he goes. This time it's complete to the rookie Ryan Roosevelt down to the London 33.
Wow. Finally, one of the teams able to complete one of their long passing concepts right there without the defense getting in the way. I went to undergrad with a guy named Emmanuel Tillman. Heck of a guy, played football for Western Michigan and came out of Chicago.
They go with 2 tight ends and a fullback on the line. Here's to get to Hollywood, trying his signature spin move, but is only able to wiggle back to the line of scrimmage before Selman Lane, number 69, brings him down.
I think he became an accountant. Worked for Coopers and Lybrand back in the day, pre-mergers for all you business heads out there.
Split backs, 1 receiver to side. London's 3-4 defense shifting. Here's the give to Hollywood. He'll pick up 2.
You're right there.
I'm fine. It's just sometimes these games can be a little bit stressful, you know?
I know, that's right. You get worked up. You do get worked up. So here we go, 3rd and long.
4 wide, bunch to the top with single receiver to the bottom is Roosevelt wearing the all blue sleeves. As Dynasty goes the opposite way to the 18, and Siege Falco, that's his first catch of the day, hauls it in for the first down.
Falco quietly running a good route to the left side of the formation. Dynasty, I think, was looking downfield, and then at the last minute.
Oh, he grabbed it with one hand.
Oh.
Now he's just showing off now.
Dynasty, good job with the misdirection with his eyes looking downfield before he finds the receiver on the left side of the formation. That's where I was going with that.
Roosevelt in the slot with Falco to the bottom. And they'll go Roosevelt's direction, and that's his second catch of the drive. This one's good for 8. You see the quarterback comparison there. Pickler might have the volume of yards, but he has the 3 interceptions, including the 1 pick 6.
And then one of the more obvious comments you'll hear from me all day. Johnny's got to clean that up, and he knows that.
Dynasty turns, gives to Hollywood, makes a juke in the hole, and will pick up the first down at the 8. There's DR Sim 80 in the chat. Damon Simeon, owner of Houston, as well as Hall of Fame wide receiver. Buddy, if you watched the playback from earlier, I used one of your calls. I hope you're okay with that.
He's going to claim a royalty. I think you'll owe him $1. Yeah, by the way, Eric Vincent, you owe me $1 for using the Rick meter again.
As Hollywood crosses the boulevard again for his second rushing touchdown of the day, and it's now 20-3.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. All off of turnovers, am I right?
Yeah, all set up off of turnovers, and this one is about as easy as they come. He just follows Mitchell O'Brien and the rest of his guys. Barely is touched before he gets to the end zone. And Harish Prasad in the chat says that BDD and C's need to be checked for digital PEDs. Well, I don't know about that, buddy.
Hey, not wrong. We'll get the digital medical staff on it right away. They're just trying to avoid, mysterious untouched injuries. Non-contact injuries. There we go.
That drive by Atlanta
Yes.
was 9 plays, 58 yards. And a touchdown by BDG of 12 yards. He's got 19 yards on 5 carries and 2 touchdowns.
So the defense had scored an interception, placed it on the 2 for the offense, and which scored easily. And now here, the offense actually puts together a respectable drive. So Atlanta is starting to fire on 2 of the 3 cylinders. Offense, defense, and we'll see about if their special teams can keep pace with the other 2 units.
Well, let's see what London goes back. They have to go to the drawing board somewhat, because what they've tried so far doesn't seem to be working well. They'll start with a Robert Merrill handoff. He picks up 6, and I see Guy Clausen in the chat, and he says, wait, it's still the first quarter? Yes, yes, young man, you're right about that.
I'll add to your comment, Colin. I don't know that outside of the because of the interceptions, I don't know that we've really seen other than that first drive what London's offense is going to look like and what their game plan will be.
Slants over the middle. Saren Storm hauls it in, and that's the end of the first quarter. We have a 21-3 score. Atlanta in front. London driving. You're watching the SFL on Twitch. As we start the second quarter, London will empty in the backfield, spread everybody out. Against the nickel defense for Atlanta. Quick drop, slants over the middle, caught for the first down. Big hit put on by Aquana Shine, but not before Vin Kalia hauls it in for about 11.
And right there you see what Kalia and Pickler can do when they're on the same page and everything clicks. That's a dangerous play and hard to defend. Add that now to the game plan and the mind games that London can play when they're on offense.
Here's a formation we haven't seen yet. 3 wide receivers, offset single back for London. Pickler, medium drop, pumps, goes to the other side. Nice completion of Mike St. Green for a first down.
Don't look now, but that's back-to-back good-looking football plays by your London Kniggets.
Watch this. Pickler pumps, and then he looks off the area where he pumped and threw right for the first down.
Probably as nobody pays attention to me, but careful listeners, if there are any out there, will note I'm in love with good quarterback play, especially with looking misdirection in field vision and pumps.
All is on the Atlanta 35, deepest penetration by London thus far. Robert Merrill on the carry. Had to carry a defender with him, but still manages to pick up 3 yards.
That's a pump fake. Get your mind where it goes.
Sean Corey Mickens, the backup free safety with the tackle there. I thought he was going for more too, Biff Markham, as Pickler has all day to throw.
Oh, no.
Reception, but there's a flag down. There's a flag. There might be.
Hold the phone. Stop the presses. What do we got?
We got pass interference on the defense. Looks like Cree Higgins got a little too physical with his covering his man back there.
Indeed. And that may have led to that proto-interception. So they'll march it off and hand the ball back to London.
Now they go bunch to the bottom, single top. Pickler, quick drop, out cut. Spinning catch by Storm and stays in bounds and picks up yardage to the 14.
2nd and 2. And one of your favorite concepts, Colin, staying on schedule. We'll stay on schedule.
That's a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Pickler already up to 112 yards. Bunch to the bottom again. Benji Matson to the top. Here's to get to Merrill. He only picks up 1.
Good stop right there. We saw the halfback comparison here in the early going.
On your screen, yes. Here's Pickler. And the empty gun, back to throw over the middle, caught. It'll be first and goal at the 3. What a catch made by Robert Merrill.
As it was Merrill coming back on that, I didn't have my eyes on him during that play. Now just across.
In front of Aquana Shine.
Yep.
And Johnny Ukes, they're calling him now, has got him first and goal at the 3. Oh, they lined up in the shotgun. If you're a Seahawks fan, you might as well look away from the TV. But the result is happy for London as Mike St. Green finds the end zone for a touchdown.
Mina Kimes called and said, stop that. Well done. So London finally answers. Can you believe it? We're only in the second quarter and they needed to answer. This game was at risk of being out of hand. Nice drive, good looking drive. Pickler, several strong plays on that. Hats off to the O-line, giving him some time. He's careful with it.
10 plays, 77 yards, and that it goes down in the books as a 4-yard touchdown pass from Johnny Pickler to Mike St. Green. Peter McLongfellow's extra point is up and good. 7:57 to go. 21-10 now is the score of our ball game.
Visit the SFL League website at simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player to join our community, the league, and the teams that play in it, and a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,500 games and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. Simulation Football League 17, season strong, my friends.
I see my buddy Ethan Kai in the chat. He happens to live in Washington State. He says, the Seahawks thing is over. It's not a Super Bowl game. Well, that may be true, but it'll never stop
being funny.
Being funny.
Yeah, who ended up winning that game? Was that Tom Brady? Am I right?
Yeah, it was Tom Brady.
Yeah, it was the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
Where did Tom Brady go to school?
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to... Oh, he went to the state that shaped like a high five.
Yeah.
As Dynasty throws, it's nearly intercepted, this time by Anthony Weil.
That's nutty. That is nutty. You got to be careful on that. Know what I continue to believe both defenses know what the offenses want to do. And as you say, Colin, they may have to make some adjustments here before they get into the halftime locker room.
Here's Dynasty. He's in the shotgun. Twins to the bottom. This is a pair look. Dumps it over the middle to Falco.
Yeah, those adjustments and things you need to do, the tactics, they're all part of something called game theory. Study game theory. In addition to your vocabulary to score well on your SAT, not enough people understand game theory or how to think 4 or 5 moves on the chessboard.
3 wide receivers. Dynasty back to throw over the middle looking for Chisholm, but it's knocked away by the linebacker in his own coverage, number 92, Jeff Gagne. And Atlanta will be forced to punt, so perhaps London's starting to wake up a little bit now.
Defense is getting a little stronger for them.
Aaron Ibanya says it's the first punt of the day by either team. That, sir, would be correct.
You're correct, sir.
Punt is away. Saren Storm back to return. Will field this, and he'll get his clock cleaned almost immediately at the 30-yard line.
That's gotta hurt.
Well, you're the uniform passion police around here, Rick. What do you think of these 2 uniforms today?
You know, I actually like both for different reasons. I'm a big fan of mono uniforms, especially white, if they're done right. And I think London's got it right. And big fan of the two-tone on as well.
Merrill catches it out of the backfield, spins forward for a pickup of 6, and it'll be 2nd and 4 as we now approach under 7 minutes to go. Thanks to our statisticians, Mark Chisholm and Chris Porter. keeping tracks of all the facts and figures and making us all sound smarter. Well, mostly just my father.
Ouch! Hey, some people have feelings around here, you know.
Merrill takes the carry and he picks up the first down and a little bit more. Give him about 5. He's actually outperforming Hollywood in terms of the rush yards department, but Hollywood has the 2 touchdowns. Got to give a shout out to these 2 guards. They not only done a great job protecting Pickler, they're helping out Merrill, although Merrill is lucky to only pick up 2 yards. He was standing way out of bounds by the time he finished the reception.
You know, I'm just going to leave that right there. Let the play on the field speak for itself. I won't. I promised myself I wouldn't get upset. I won't need to take any medication because of my blood pressure rising. Because of see, there it's happening. These out routes and poorly run and poorly swing passes.
Here's a dive up the middle, and Merrill will get stopped after 1. 3rd and 7.
Stay tuned for a dad joke. I flat out hate those plays.
2-4 on 3rd down is London. This is one of the longer medium variety 3rd downs that they face. They go guns straight out of a dime 3-2 counter package from Atlanta. Pickler to the outcut, and St. Green will be stopped at the 50, yards short of where he needed to go. Right idea, it's just Mike was unable to get the yak necessary. And the offense is staying on the field for the moment to go for it.
And you know St. Green's is disappointed in himself for not being able to produce that first down. Heck of a guy, but he's a lot more competitive than I realized. Understood that pretty well at the party at his house on Saturday during the convention. And there's your timeout.
Ooh. Usually they line up from under center and then call the timeout. That time London was in the shotgun.
It's not necessarily my story to tell, but I'm going to tell it for a little bit. Mike St. Green and his wife and their friends put on tailgates for the Houston Texan games that they attend. They've been designated as Tailgaters of the Year. And they went out and grabbed that crown. They competed hard for that. So that's where my comment is that he's a competitive fellow and didn't quite understand that. How competitive he really was.
Here's the punt by Bona Wilkinson to Ryan Roosevelt, who called fair catch at his own 14.
Right, anyone who can make a competition out of partying and tailgating, mad respect. We've been tailgating at University of Michigan football games for 20 plus years, Colin, and we don't do anything like those guys do.
Yeah, the better part of 2 decades. Well, with the exception of last year, because of all the stuff that's been going on.
What's that?
Oh, as Hollywood gets stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain by William Davidson. It's your idle mind that worries me, Rick.
My idle mind worries me, too.
On the defense, trying to make a big stop here. The lineup, Atlanta will in the 3-back set. Benji Matson says, activate the snowman. And Brian Dynasty says, melt the snowman. Hollywood only pick up 1. Haven't seen that signature double spin move yet. There's the big fellow, William Davidson, his 2nd straight tackle.
Well, 3rd and long. London's liking their chances here with Atlanta backed up and shadow their own goal line practically.
Here is Dynasty. Down he goes.
They really
Down
like
he
their
goes
chances.
on the play by Camp Bosby. 93. Team leader in sacks adds another 1 to his total.
Well, look at this. London's going to get the ball back in what should be reasonable field position. Colin, with click on to we'll be down to about 3 minutes to go in the half.
Standing just out of the back of his end line for Atlanta is Chris Smith. Saren Storm returns it up to 33. And let's see how the Knights take advantage of this.
I think if Johnny and the rest of the offensive brain trust for London are careful, they've got an opportunity to go into the locker room at halftime feeling pretty darn good about themselves.
Here is Pickler. Throws. It's complete out of bounds to St. Green, but we have a flag on the field. Let's check the penalty first before we move the change or anything like that.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh, we have an ineligible man downfield. Looks like big number 50, Max Frank, the center, was pushing his man downfield a little bit too far.
Oh, boy, and those are tough plays. Not only does it negate a strong offensive production there for them, but you know, it's just hard to know exactly where you are and aren't on the field in the heat of the battle.
I'll finish my point after as Robert Merrill plows ahead for a few yard pickup, 32 yards for Merrill on his first 10 carries. You know, it's like only a few yards down the field our linemen are allowed to go. And, you know, it's not like you have these RPO options either where, you know, you're blocking for a run, but,
right.
Turns out to be a pass. The guy was just holding his block. 2nd and 11. There's a pass that goes out to St. Green to the 29 as we've reached the 2-minute warning. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Twitch. Atlanta in front 21-10 over London. Back in Atlanta, Knights have the ball and they swarm 29. It's a 3rd and 6. They're 2 of 5 on 3rd down. This will be the 26th total offensive play. Atlanta's at 32. Pickler changes the play. He's back to throw. Out route to the sideline. Caught! And turning upfield for the first down to the 22 is Finn Kalia. His 5th catch.
Runs a productive out route. Doesn't need a lot of yardage. Has the presence of mind to maintain stick awareness.
There's the numbers from Arrow
as they attempt to stick it to Atlanta on this drive.
Pickler. Caught by St. Green. Jay Miraculous tried to jump the ball, but London scores a touchdown instead.
Holy smoke. I thought for a second that was a pick 6 and gone. Oh,
Jay Miraculous tried to swat it with one hand, but Mike St. Green came up with it instead.
Makes him pay. You know, and that's a high-risk, high-reward play on the goal line. You're allowing the receiver to get behind you. And if you don't make it, he takes it in, and that's exactly what happens.
Rochelle Colston in the chat wants to know how many total interceptions there's been. 4. 3 by Pickler and, of course, 1 by Dynasty. As the field goal is up and good. Strangely, Boo Chisholm, who came into this game as not only Atlanta's leading wide receiver with 571 yards.
Yes.
And 5th in receptions with 38.
Mm-hmm.
He's been held without a catch. He's only been targeted 3 times, but he has zeros across the board. Jamal Wooding hasn't even been targeted yet.
Wow.
This is how weird the game's gone.
And you know what's interesting about that? That's a hidden strength for Atlanta as they come back in the second half. If they start targeting them, both those guys, that's going to be a new wrinkle that London will have to defend against. Of course, the London defense just called, and they say the reason they're not catching the ball is because they're already defending them very well. We shall see, gentlemen.
Dynasty in the gun. Choose them to the very bottom of your picture. Dynasty goes the other way to the other tight end. And he gets nothing.
The other guy. Sure, you can buy your parts from the other guy. What are you going to get? Well, it says guaranteed right here on the box.
Well,
don't even finish that one.
It's one of the great movies if you haven't seen it. Tony Roberto on the tackle on the backup tight end, Al Chisholm. It's Hollywood picks up 1.
So many good lines from that one. Fat
A
guy
guy
in a little coat.
Guy Clausen's still laughing about the other guy comment. As it's a 3rd and 9 for Dynasty, who's in the shotgun with 4 wide. Butchers him all by himself to the bottom of your screen. Dynasty goes the other way, and it's incomplete, in and out of the hands of a wide receiver, Casey Morgan.
877 has a shout out for the defense, and I would agree. It's a great defensive game so far, which sounds strange in a 21-17 game, right? But there have been some fabulous plays and some good game planning, and we haven't really checked in with the Rick meter. The Rick meter has been mildly confused. Thought it was going to be all Atlanta all the time, but SFL going the way it goes sometimes. London has come back.
Fair catch called at the London at 34. 36 seconds left. Knights have 2 timeouts remaining. Our on-screen graphic still shows they have 3. But in fact, they have 2.
Good keeping count there. And so the Rick meter's going to wait till halftime. Wants to see exactly what the improving London offense looks like here on this drive. Short as it may be.
Pickler over the middle, complete to Benji Madsen, and here we go at the hurry-up. And Mighty Joe Young says, Rick Meter's confused. That's a first. As Saren Stern catches it over the middle.
Rick Meter is confident enough in who it is to admit that sometimes it doesn't have, it's still analyzing things.
Here's an out route to the top of the field. Unable to get out of bounds, though, after pickup of 7 is Kalia, I believe, and London now has to call their second timeout. They're down to 1 with 9 seconds. Trust me, it's not the first time the Rick Meter's been confused. He said during the London Fort Worth game at the convention, he said the Rick Meter was confused.
Rick Meter is a little winded from having to go collect tribute from Eric Vinson, who keeps using or invoking the Rick Meter's name, image, and likeness without permission.
Second and 3. This will be a Hail Mary attempt for Johnny Pickler. And he won't get it off.
Oh.
Joshua Williams sacks him back at the 49 to end the first half.
As the prayers are answered for Atlanta, as they're able to sack him. Theological joke right there. So at halftime, the Rick meter is going to be lean Atlanta. Lean Atlanta.
We reached halftime. If you take a look at the numbers, offensively, it looks like London should be way in front, but ultimately it's the turnovers that have kept Atlanta in this game.
Which is funny because, yeah, there've been some turnovers on both sides, Colin. You're right. Defensive score for Atlanta, a couple offensive scores. One of those offensive scores coming off of a turnover.
This was the most spectacular play of the game because it came out of nowhere after London had forced an Atlanta turnover, but then Tolia ran him down, but ultimately Hollywood crossed the boulevard not once but twice in the half. 8 carries and 2 touchdowns. Johnny Pickler. This was the pick 6. I call this Napier's revenge.
Napier's revenge. Explain, please.
Because he was tackled at the 2, and this time he decides, I'm not going to let them tackle me.
Probably got a little razzing back on the sideline after that first one, Colin.
I'd imagine so. Us defensive backs, me being one of them, are sort of the unforgiving type sometimes when it comes to guys being tackled from behind.
Well, not unlike playing for the glory of the Rick meter, which the Rick meter believes is the sole purpose of the SFL, while the Rick meter never said it wasn't delusional. Playing to avenge or show your own teammates who have given you a hard time about something is pretty strong motivation.
Johnny Pickler trying to fire up his teammates with some words of encouragement in the chat, saying the defense has played great, they forced stops, and it'll be up to the defense again. They get the ball first to start the third quarter. Peter McClung fell with a kick to Ryan Roosevelt. We have about 22 minutes of actual game time remaining. 11-minute quarters here in the SFL. Here's the kick to Ryan Roosevelt, and Roosevelt has a bit of an opening, spins up to the 32. He must be taking those classes from Hollywood. How to perfect that move.
Been your partner round and round.
One of the great things I love about the Simulation Football League is all these different equipment options that we allow people to use. You're not constrained by any sort of rule book on what equipment you get to use, so you get to see all kinds of variety of helmets, face masks, and other accessories. His dynasty goes deep on the very first play to Ryan Roosevelt, down to the 33, and Roosevelt with a big catch to start things off here for Atlanta.
It's like Dynasty was saying. I've had enough of this. I want a larger lead. Here we go.
And the rookie showing he can be the big play target. Usually it's Boo Chisholm, but so far Atlanta's sort of held Mr. Chisholm in check. Dynasty. Joe Hollywood will only pick up a yard.
Hollywood gets stood up at the line there. Working on something. What do you got, Colin?
I was just checking the facts and figures. I'll have a result in a minute.
Thank you, Mark Chisholm and Chris Porter. Stats. There's
second catch on the backfield, and this time he won't.
The dreaded and feared swing pass. Ooh, everybody's scared.
Pass was down. to Roosevelt from the Atlanta 32. Got him to the London 33. I'm not that good with math, but that was by far Dynasty's longest pass in today. Here's Bryant going to the corner. Caught. Boo! Chisholm down to the 6.
You conjured him with your comment. Out of the blue.
Spinning one-handed grab behind the back. He's just showing up now, folks.
Just showing off. Kind of a little bit of an errant throw, or maybe not where he was expecting it. And, you know, if you're an athlete, you're an athlete, right, Colin?
You're an athlete indeed. Catch a 26 yards. Hollywood down the middle, and he crosses the boulevard for the 3rd time today.
Wow. Well, just like that, Atlanta makes the Rick meter look pretty smart.
And Atlanta extends the lead out in front over London. Not what the Knights necessarily wanted, as it's now back up to a 10-point, 11-point game, pending the extra point. And it is now 28-17.
Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for links to apparel from Sector 6, the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League, and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. Sector 6 features replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more. Get the gear the fans wear with Sector 6, 97 Sports Promotions, and the SFL.
Here's Storm. It turns it up to the 24. And Jeff Berg says BDG about to pull a Garrett Blunt with 4 yards and 6 touchdowns. It reminds me of something that Jerome Bettis did back in 2004. 3 carries for 1 yard, and he scored 3 touchdowns. As Robert Merrill picks up a yard, it'll be 2nd and 9. We get our first appearance of the day. Denver, the service dog, has made the trip down to Atlanta, a trip he's very familiar with. Made it back in 2019 for the SFL meetings.
Yes, he did, and he's a little antsy here. You might hear him in the background in the booth. He was down wandering around in the truck earlier, but he's back.
Merrill goes backwards on that reception. Oh dear, not what you wanted on 2nd down and 9. This will be 3rd and 13.
Yikes. After the Atlanta, let's see what this play goes.
Here's Pickler. Out route. It'll be short of the sticks. Not what London wanted.
No, after Atlanta goes down and puts some more points on the board, London needed at least a long drive to put the Atlanta offense back on the field at the deep end, or at the deep end of the pool, or hey, I like that, at the deep end of the pool, or actually score some points. But here they're going to give the ball back to the Swarm.
Punt is away. Fair catch called for at the 39.
And why not? That's not a bad place to catch the ball. So I think the pressure goes.
Second punt of the day for London.
I think we're going to put the PSI indicator is going to be high on the defensive side of the ball for London right here. London's going to ask its defense to stop this early second half bleed that has developed.
Here's Hollywood up the middle. One had to lunge and make a tackle at the 47.
Wow. Well, there's one of those adjustments. Typically in the first half, Atlanta had been throwing out of first down. And here they catch London. Anticipating something different than BGD Hollywood right at the gut.
By far his longest run of the day. The pickup at 14. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 47. This will be a swing pass out to Hollywood, but he has the ball separated from him by Tanner Hendricks, incomplete. 2nd and 10, another look at it. Trying to set up the swing in the corner. Hendricks is just sitting on it, waiting out there. Here's the get to Hollywood again. Picks up yards to the 44. Sets up 3rd and 7. Similar yards per carry average, but Hollywood winning the touchdown battle.
Hollywood with the lead in the scoring title for this game. Well, London does have him in 3rd and 1.
Dynasty slant over the middle, and welcome to the ball game. Jamal winning his first grab on 3rd down to the 34. What a time for it!
How was that even caught? I want to see that again. And we're not. Yeah, it looked for all the world that was going to be at least knocked down, if not maybe even picked off.
Yeah, Gagne almost was all over winning. There is the pass. It's intercepted. Time it's Anthony Wyo. 2nd of the day for Bryant.
Wow. Well, maybe I conjured that. I don't know, Colin. Just seemed like that previous pass was so close.
Looking for Siege Falco, and he just grabbed it out of the air like it was nothing.
That was a dicey placement of that throw for Dynasty and London's defense gets that turnover.
Bunch to the bottom. Let's see what London does here. They haven't really hit a big pass play yet. They go over the middle post route, and it's caught for the 1st down by Saren Storm. You see the yards for Johnny Pickler. He is the guards, but unfortunately for Mr. Pickler, he has the interceptions.
Watch that. Pickler puts that right in the window. And there's 4 defenders nearby, but excellent placement. And a gutsy route by the receiver as he knows he's going to get clobbered. Do people say clobbered anymore?
2 receivers to the bottom. Pickler, and the gun fires to the bottom side, and Vin Kalia catches it for the 1st down to the Atlanta 47.
Indeed, as they go to the plus side of the field with that. There's a sideline throw that works. Produces a new set of downs. Thank you very much.
Johnny Pickler in the gun once again. Sidecar left Merrill. Dime defense from Atlanta. Pressure coming, and Joshua Williams, he gets his 2nd sack.
Visit the SFL's YouTube channel at youtube.com/SimulationFL for an archive of every game, every draft, every moment you might have missed since the Simulation Football League got its start in 2013. SFL YouTube features top 10 plays of the week, archive people behind players, segments, and all the major milestones in league history.
Pickler throws, and it's incomplete, in and out of the hands. I believe that was McLovin. The nearest receiver, Chris Henry, they call him King Henry, knocking that one away.
You know, I love the pump fake and thought that might have produced something down the field, but instead thrown into traffic. Typically the pump fake, as everybody knows, here's an obvious comment, is used to free somebody on a double move or a go route and to get them deep.
3rd and 18. London only 3 for 7 on 3rd downs. And this one is a long way away. So Johnny takes a 7-step drop. Deep post down the middle. And it was almost intercepted. Chris Henry had his hands on it. Another defender had his hands on it. It'll be 4th and 18.
Oh, my. I was worried for the London faithful on that it was going to carry him off 2 or 3 guys and still end up being caught by a defender. Would functionally be a decent punt, I suppose.
Bono Mannion. Bono.
Who?
Wilkerson punted away. It's Ryan Roosevelt returns it up to the 26.
What the? Thought you talk about Tucker good or better.
Tucker good or better, right?
Junior. Your commentary's on fire. Not now, Dad. More movies. So many movies. Charles and Yogi, I don't think they're watching this game. They're the only guys that get my humor.
As Hollywood tackled in the backfield for a loss by Spellman Lane.
As that brings up 2nd and 11.
I keep getting handed these little notes, and
little notes this just in.
The feedback's appreciated. Oh, Anthony White almost had his 2nd interception. Pass intended for Boo Chisholm.
I'm just trying to get you out of your do loop there. As I pass you another note. As it's 3rd and 11.
Here's a 3rd and 11 from the Atlanta 25. They're 4 of 8 on 3rd down today. They picked up 7 first downs.
Well, don't look now, but the defenses are sparking up here. One more play here for London's D. The whole
Dynasty. Looking for
hit as he threw.
Falco, and it's incomplete. William Davidson looking for a career sack. Number 90.5. We'll put him 99, 9.5 short of the 100 sack club.
Oh, 99.5. He's at 99.5.
He's at 89.5.
Oh,
He needs to get to 9. He'll get to 90. 90.5. As the punt's nearly blocked. Oh boy, could have been real dangerous for Atlanta, but Terrence Storm calls a fair catch at his own 38.
And it's London's turn to start out at their own 37 or 38 yard line. Let's see what they can do.
A really critical scoring opportunity here for Atlanta. Even a field goal were to help them here, but a touchdown would be especially useful.
Johnny 2K in the chat using his military language to exhort his team on.
Oh, and he nearly turned it back over there looking for St. Green.
Language he was taught in the military, I'm sure.
Sean Diggs with the initial pick. Pass intended for Mike St. Green.
Well, let's try it all again at 2nd and 10 here.
Pickler back to throw.
No.
Out to Merrill, and it'll be out of bounds.
Can I get an aspirin?
I almost feel like I want to do one of those public address announcer type calls. Johnny Pickler's pass incomplete. And Robert Merrill, the intended receiver. 3rd down and 10 for London from their own 38-yard line.
There you go. The PA announcer here in Atlanta. Giving a live call as Pickler drops back.
Over the middle. It's going to be a pickup of 7, but it's 3 yards short of where they needed to go.
And something's not right with the offensive play calling here for For London, it would seem, Colin, is the plays that they're executing don't seem to be designed to keep the
Punt's blocked. Punt's blocked. And Atlanta will get it on their own 32.
Holy cow.
And I guess when it rains, it pours, Rick.
I don't know. I was going to say, don't seem to be utilizing the right plays to produce the yardage that they need on offense. And that last third down play was an example. It was run short of the sticks. And now special teams there, so Atlanta can add special teams to the 3 phases that are working.
And the throw out to Siege Falco down to the 9 is Jay Rock. The rookie corner came up with a block down there on special teams, and Siege Falco immediately gets him down deep into the red zone at the 9.
Atlanta trying to firmly grab momentum here as they immediately go deep to the sideline, put themselves in business.
That punt block's going to be on top 10 plays of the league, that's for sure.
For sure. Can you guarantee? I can guarantee.
Dynasty.
Oh, nearly gave it away.
Falco, but Tony Roberto had other idea.
Had him and we let it go. That nearly gave away the big mo right there on the goal line. My goodness.
And the man whose the pass was intended for he says, run the ball.
I know, why are you throwing to me? I normally like to have the ball. But
offside, free play, and Hollywood both games got yardage down past the 5 to the 4.
They'll probably take the penalty because it resets the downs. And 4th and goal, or 4-yard line and goal, or 5-yard line and goal is pretty much the same.
William Davidson trying to get a head start, called for the neutral zone infraction.
Once he gets that big body moving, one of Newton's laws takes over.
An object in motion tends to stay in motion, for those of you keeping track at home. Hollywood down to the 2. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Why don't they take the penalty? It's just me.
Ball down on the 2. Mitchell O'Brien offset in front of Hollywood. Trying to go for 4 touchdowns. He won't get the goal.
Wow.
Beautiful tackle made by Tanner Hendricks, who's been a personal menace to BDG today.
A personal menace. The man's a menace. Movie reference nobody will get, I'm sure.
Sammy Steele on to try what is basically an extra point, except it's lined up on the right hash.
Left hash.
Left hash.
The other right.
High snap. Spot kick is good. 1:24. 5 to go in the 3rd. Atlanta leads
31 once it catches up on the scoreboard.
to 17. Now London really needs a touchdown if they want to have any chance of keeping pace. Meanwhile, over at Next Level Sports, the Florida Storm continue to lead the Mexico City Aztecs 34-29 to score now in the 4th quarter.
Ooh, spinning.
As the return goes up to be 29.
London, yes.
Ibarra in the chat wants to know what movies do these guys watch. Well, I'll let my colleague sitting next to me answer that question.
The man's a menace. So I have to explain that one. That's when Judge Smales gets upset at Rodney Dangerfield, Al Chervik, being a boisterous loudmouth at Bushwood on the golf course. The movie is Caddyshack. When Judge Smales pronounces Al Chervik, pronounces that the man's a menace.
Wow, London going deep down the depth chart. Sam Lockhart, the backup tight end, catching that slant pass over the middle.
Tommy Boy was guaranteed right here on the box. That was Tommy Boy.
David Spade and Chris Farley starred in that one. Special cameo appearance, of course, from Dan Aykroyd.
Yep.
Johnny Pickler throws it out to Mike St. Green.
He makes hard-working parts for a hard-working American man.
And Guy Clausen in the chat goes, "Oh, that golf movie. Yeah, yes, there's plenty of golf movies out there. Most notable comedy one.
Caddyshack.
Most people will recognize besides Caddyshack, of course, it's Happy Gilmore. Adam Sandler.
Yeah. Right. So 2nd and 5 here for London. Nice down and distance for them. Pickler
going deep, and Jay Miraculous nearly had his second interception.
You know what, Colin? Johnny just needed to put some touch on that ball. He just needed to arc it, put some arc on it, and let him run under it. He was behind the secondary. They're going to look at Johnny's already beaten himself up for that, but they're going to see that on film after this game and wish they had that one back.
A little too pumped up of adrenaline there on that throw. This will be a 3rd and 5. Pickler lobbing this one this time, and it's complete to St. Green down to the 38. We have hiked the earth. He is thinking we'd watch we watch Bollywood movies.
I watch Bollywood movies. Yeah, maybe. Not a lot.
You know, there are plenty of good films that come out of Bollywood.
I know a lot of times, though, when I want to watch movies, my boss makes me work on Saturday to finish the TPS report. Says that would be great.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, 1st and 10 for London.
This will be the last play of the quarter. It'll be a Robert Merrill handoff. 2 spins, and he picks up 3 yards. 31-17, Atlanta in front. But London on the move. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by ATM Music on Twitch. Welcome back to Atlanta. The Knights look to close the gap here. Johnny Pickler, way down the field. It's going to be intercepted for a 4th time. 3rd time by Jack Napier.
Wow. And that kills off a threatening drive that London was mounting, Colin. And Atlanta will get the ball back here. Coverage of the Simulation Football League 17th season on Next Level Sports continues on a special date and time next Friday at 5 p.m. in the East, 2 in the West. You won't want to miss it. Fight Sports 9 kickstarts your weekend when Las Vegas and Denver meet once more. Bonus coverage will include another rivalry. The Houston Hyenas welcome Florida Storm to H-Town for the first time in 4 seasons in the 11th overall meeting between the two. It all comes your way next Friday. Next Level Sports.
Jack Napier has 3 interceptions today, and London's head coach Jed Rowland says, "Can Jack go back to Mexico City?" Asking for a friend. As Hollywood is stopped on a 2nd and 3. You see Angus McLean in the chat. Lots of people putting their 4s up, which brings me to a question, Rick.
Yes.
Who owns the 4th quarter?
Who owns the 4th quarter? That's an interesting question. There's a statistical analysis that needs to be performed to see really whose team performs best in the 4th quarter. That who ultimately will own the 4th quarter.
3rd and 3. Hollywood
Oh,
carries defenders past the first down. He kept the legs moving and dragged Garber as well as Gagne past the first down marker.
There's a lot of great music here on SFL broadcasts, and that's APM Music. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection. State-of-the-art technology and world-class customer service, APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com.
Ryan Roosevelt, his 3rd catch of the day. This one for a first down to the 39. And I tell you, this young rook is putting in the work today.
Going to work.
It'd be really advantageous for the Knights here if they could somehow, some way force a turnover. This will be a swing out to Hollywood, breaks a tackle, and for the first time all day, that swing pass out of a 2-3 tight end fullback look works for the first.
For those of you paying attention and keeping track at home, Colin, turnovers are not an unknown thing in this contest this afternoon. And with London down by 2 scores, just ticking under 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, it is starting to be crunch time. Well, apparently our game isn't the only game with some turnovers.
Matt Wilson's thrown 5 picks, and that accounts for why Mexico City is down. Currently 41-29 in that ball game, as Hollywood now is up over the 50. Or right at the 50, rather.
And it produced a first down. Well, let's see how well Atlanta can do at burning some clock and putting some more points on the board to make it a 3-score game. That is the objective for them right now.
Hollywood, 2 spin moves, 3 spin moves down the sideline.
The count. We'll count soccer socks later.
1 spin move, 2 spin moves, 3
spin moves. It's not just fun and entertaining, it's educational. So I would prioritize turning this into a 3-score game ahead of burning clock, Colin. So let's see how well they can execute my designs for them.
Here they go, swing to the other side, and this time it's defended much better. Jeff Gagne brings him down for a loss of 2.
I'm not sure which reference I need to make in December.
I'm sure you'll think of it.
I'm clueless.
Mitchell O'Brien gets his first carry of the game. Gets yardage up to the 37 to set up 3rd and 8. Fan favorite amongst not only fans in Atlanta because he's BDG's personal blocking back.
Fun and educational. I got it.
Oh, yes, Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's not a tumor.
There's Dynasty going deep and Chisholm again, holds it in at the 18. So after being shut out for all of the second half, He runs this beautiful double move against Tanner Hendricks
Oh,
on his
nice.
50-50 ball, and he just goes up and he gets it.
He's got position, and even though he's kind of being interfered with, if you will, he's handsy enough to grab it.
Dynasty. Going in.
Oh, no.
It's going to be intercepted. Intercepted on the play. I believe that's
Push to pass. Push to pass.
no, and he gets tackled at the 37. They're not dead yet.
Dead yet. Wow. Colin, what just happened? Atlanta's moving in to take firm control of the game.
Brandon Ewing grabbed it out of the air, and Jamal Wooding ran him down. He must have used the push to pass.
Little IndyCar reference. I don't know if we have any motorsports gearheads out there.
You know, I've been watching a lot of IndyCar with you lately, Rick. And,
Yes, you have.
Roger Penske's done wonderful things for that series since buying it from Tony George.
Yes, I love the Brandon Ewing running like Patrick Ewing. Hilarious.
Down the field to the 17-yard line. He goes to Saren Storm.
Saren Storm with a little swagger there. Pops up and jaws a little bit. And even Denver likes that one. Nice.
Voices his approval for that play.
Hey, someone picked out Monty Python for you on that one.
Ah, love Monty Python too.
Well, the London not silly Kniggets here are knocking on the doorstep.
Robert Merrill on the carry. He gets yardage down to the 11.
Merrill, don't need any help. I'm up. Trots back to the huddle.
I think Denver, the service dog, says London should move fast. We're now approaching.
Right. Denver wants to see the hurry up.
Two tight ends either side. Pickler slant over the middle, caught, and it's a touchdown for London.
There we go.
Vin Kalia catches it and carries defenders into the end zone.
Wow, nice. A little low ball pickup.
And for Kalia, that is his 7th receiving touchdown of the year, which led the team. St. Green had 1 touchdown catch coming in. He has 2 today. That gives him 3 on the year. And the extra point makes it 31-23 with 5 minutes left.
31-24.
31-24.
Wow.
So it's not under 3 minutes, so they can still kick this away.
Yes, they can.
We're not in the onside territory yet.
Well, they definitely are not dead yet.
Let's just see if the defense can hold Atlanta or force yet another turnover. Ryan Roosevelt, oh, he got popped at the 32. And Benji Matson says, I think we're going to need popcorn for this ending.
Yeah.
Well, week 1 is any indication between these two teams. You might need to have some heart pills with you as well.
Don't look now, but we've got a moderately high-scoring game that's close. Midway through the 4th.
Here's Hollywood on tackle almost immediately by Tally Mac Scarborough, number 99, for a loss of 2.
Tally Mac also telling BGD Hollywood that his mother smelt of elderberries.
Yes. Here's Dynasty, back to throw, down he goes! Sack made by William Davidson. Career sack, number 90.5 officially.
Well, the Rick meter has been leaning Atlanta since the second quarter, but wake up the Echoes. London's got it down to a one-score game.
Raleigh Sons of London. London's calling.
London's calling. Uh-oh.
As the throw is nearly intercepted twice. Number 29 for London.
Who was that
Eric Toney.
Off the deflection, it basically stuck in his face mask, and he still couldn't catch it.
And Atlanta will be forced to punt with 4:01 left.
Oh my gosh. Well, London going to get the ball back with just about 4 minutes to go, and they're looking to break out the holy hand grenade.
And that's a near block from London. And, Benji Matson with a nice movie reference in the chat. So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance. That's right.
Oh, boy.
Definitely a chance for London. Atlanta's defense is going to have to step up here.
Shotgun formation for the Knights.
A little bit longer field than when they got the ball on the block kick, though, Colin.
On the 37. Dump off to Merrill. He gets two, and now here's the hurry up. They're in a good offensive set.
Two decisions, one right, one wrong. The first one being that swing pass for no gain.
And the second one is also wrong. Check here. It is fourth interception. Oh, my goodness. Fifth for Johnny. Oh, boy.
Well, it's more than just a flesh wound. Surely you can't carry on now.
Oh, and St. Green had to drag him down by the shirt.
Wow.
Probably out of frustration more than anything else.
And also that's what you have to do when the other team has the ball. Make the tackle. Make the Mike Mayock tackle. Man. This back and forth is killing me.
Here's Hollywood, takes the carry, but there's a flag down, and we'll check the flag before going any further. We have a face mask on the defense. It's an incidental variety, Rain Rie, trying to come up to tackle BDG.
Got a little handful of face protection there. Well, coverage of the Simulation Football League 17 season on For the Fans continues next Sunday, Colin, at 12:30 p.m. in the East, when the Houston Hyenas battle the unbeaten Queen City Corsairs. Action continues when Portland clashes with Denver. Two teams hoping to climb above 500. Bonus coverage includes Las Vegas at Baltimore and St. Louis at Jacksonville. It all comes your way next Sunday on For the Fans.
Wayne Davidson, another TFL for the big fella.
He's tackling For the Fans. Nothing. Oh, that's funny. They stop you cold. Stop your flow cold. So second and long for Atlanta. They would love to possess the ball and run out the clock here. The ball in the lead late in the fourth quarter, an indication of whether or not you deserve to win the game. Rick Meter says they do. Let's see if they can execute.
BG on the carry. He only gets one. Sets up a 3rd and 11.
I shall not stop at one. Thou shalt continue to 2. Then to 3.
Atlanta 6 of 13 on 3rd down. London 4 of 10.
Middling stats, I suppose. Either way, this is the most important 3rd down so far.
And the defense be like Mel Gibson in Braveheart. Can they hold the line?
Oh!
No, they can't! As Hollywood picks up the first down to the 35. They've reached the 2-minute warning. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by EPM Music on Twitch. Atlanta looking to wrap things up 31-24.
Well, with 2 minutes left in the game, Colin, 1st and 10 for Atlanta.
And they're a step closer to going to Wendy's, apparently, according to Ryan Roosevelt.
Wendy's. Love it.
Here's Dynasty.
Uh-oh.
Fulton pass to Chisholm, and that starts things off even better for Atlanta, as London is forced to burn his timeout with 1:56 left.
Yep, the parade of timeouts are coming as they need to do 2 jobs. They've got a job to do, eh? Name that movie. And the first one is to not allow a touchdown. Second one is to try and get a turnover because the other result is going to be a field goal and make it a 2-score game, which they cannot afford to have here.
Boo was wide open on that play. Coming out of the 2-minute warning, and you all think they're going to run. Instead, they throw. This time they'll run down to the 15. Pickup of 1.
London uses their second timeout. You know, it's interesting. London scored first with that field goal, right? And Atlanta storms back with 21 points. And London just hasn't been able to get over. And here they're about to
exact a little bit of
be
it.
put away.
Yeah. Hollywood tackled in the backfield for no gain, but London forced to burn all timeouts with 1:50. Let's see what the Swarm do here. They do have Sammy Steele, who's already made 1 field goal on the day.
I predict a run into the line and then taking the clock all the way down and kicking a field goal.
It'll be interesting.
And that is not rocket science.
Valco in the slot this time. Roosevelt next to him on the outside. They're going to give it to Mitchell O'Brien, his second carry. And that's going to start the clock moving forward as Jeff Gagne records yet another tackle.
Has the good sense to be tackled right in the middle of the field for his place kicker.
As his 8th solo tackle, he has 9 total, including a TFL, as well as 2 pass breakups. That guy's been busy. Busy. So busy.
Name that one. There's a holiday cartoon. I'll give you a clue. You all right over there?
Yeah, Sammy Steele.
You're holding your breath?
Try a field goal. He already made 1 today, and now he's made a second one from 31.
Well, that makes it 34-24. 2 scores by anybody's math, Colin, and they'll kick it away and play some defense for the remaining 1:05, or as the fancy commenters will say, 65 seconds remaining in the contest.
Here's the kick by Steele. Fielded at the 3 by Saren Storm, and Storm turns it up to the 26. Minute 2 left. No timeouts. Down by a couple scores. You might as well throw the kitchen sink at it if you're London.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll see what they have here. See if they throw down the field. Start things out. Oot.
And they will. Pickler pumps over the middle and complete.
And there's that pump fake with then throwing it into traffic. I'm not getting that. Doesn't seem to be doing anything other than potentially disrupting the QB and the receiver's timing. I'm not sure. Do they call it the kid? Hey, have you ever seen a kitchen sink? You ever seen a house fly? Name that movie.
I got nothing. As this outcut is to St. Green, as we welcome you to all the viewers who saw the Florida Storm defeat the Mexico City Aztecs. The rematch between these two teams, the Atlanta Swarm and the London Knights, has lived up to the hype as the Swarm are now in control by 10, but London trying to make it a little bit closer from a scoreboard perspective.
That's right. Atlanta just put a field goal on the board before this possession by London, which made it a two-score game. London was in position to potentially tie the game, but could not get over.
Pickler spikes the ball with 43 seconds left. I'm Colin Northup. He's Rick Northup.
Good afternoon.
Our statisticians are Mark Chisholm and Chris Porter. Cameron Irvine, our executive producer.
Spinning the dials and twisting the knobs back at SFL headquarters.
Johnny Pickler, 36 of 49, 311 yards, 3 touchdowns, but unfortunately for him, 5 interceptions. For Bryant Dynasty, the passing struggles continue in terms of the interceptions. He's thrown 3 more after throwing 5 last week. Here's the throw underneath, complete to Sharon Storm. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, this game started out with London going right down the field on the first possession and putting points on the board. Then after that, Atlanta scored 21 unanswered, and Atlanta hasn't looked back. London has kind of kept pace, but hasn't been able to tie the game or reverse the score.
Yeah, including 4 interceptions by Jack Napier, one of which was returned for a touchdown. One of which set Atlanta up on the 2. BDG Hollywood scored 3 rushing touchdowns today. Merrill unable to get out of bounds there. Not necessarily the best play.
Yeah, despite the score, for those of you just joining us, it's really been an interesting defensive contest. As Colin noted, a lot of interceptions.
The throw down the middle, Quanish Shine knocked it away, 3rd and 9.
And a dumpster load of knockdown passes and pass breakups. I think both defenses were on their game, had done pretty well in their preparation.
9 pass breakups for London as a team, 5 for Atlanta. Shine there with the deflection.
You say 9? 9 and 5?
Yeah.
Wow. So that's 14 plus 5 interceptions is 19 plus another one. So 20 either pass breakups or picks. Illustrating the point. Sorry.
39 Atlanta with 3 sacks on Pickler today after he's at 3 all this year. Here's a throw down to the end zone. Knocked away out of the back of the end zone by Diggs.
Oh, they're going to get one more shot at it, Colin.
And the thing is, Johnny got it off pretty clean.
He did. Threw it a little deep, actually. You really want that to come down right around the goal line, maybe a yard deep, so there can be some tips and tip drills going on behind where the arc of the ball is landing.
Can he get it off a second time? He can. There's a flag down on the play as this pass is out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Well, the play can't end on a defensive penalty. So let's see.
The call. We got an ineligible man downfield. On one of the offensive linemen, the game is over. 34-24, London win.
London.
Or Atlanta wins.
Did you watch a different game than I did? 34-24, Atlanta. Congratulations, Atlanta. Here's your stats comparison. And you can look at the total yards for London. Clearly,
They had more, but it was the interceptions that
kept turning the ball over. Yes.
this was the first big play. Right out of the gates, the very first play from scrimmage, Ryan Roosevelt all the way down to the London 33.
So is Jack Napier your player of the game?
Well, he certainly has to be one considered.
You know, how often is as a defensive player the player of the game? I don't know. Sort of a question for the cognoscenti among us. Fancy term for Cam, who knows everything. But yeah, could be. Want to thank Mark Chisholm and Chris Porter for handling the stats, helping Colin out, making me look better than I am, and Ashley Jackson, thank you. Thanks for the kind comments for us in the chat.
And Brian Dynasty as well. Thank you, good sir. This young man, he was 16 of 30 for 174. Threw 3 interceptions, had an average yards per attempt of 5.8.
Of course, the entire team is looking forward to the victory. Brian Dynasty Airflip in the locker room.
Of course, he's famous for that.
Saw it in person at the convention a couple weeks ago in Houston.
This was the gutsiest play of the game. Blue Chisholm wide open behind the rest of the defense after they'd come out of the 2-minute warning. Play the game. Drum roll, please, is BDG Hollywood.
Okay.
He gets
3 touchdowns. Hard to argue with that. Although
77 total yards.
I would have picked Napier. I think he had a bigger effect on the game.
As thanks for all of us in the chat, for Chris Porter, Mark Chisholm, myself, Colin Northrup, and my partner Rick Northrup, Cameron Irvine. Have a good night, everyone. Good rest of your day.